That first crash, that's not always the one that hurts you the most. A secondary collision is just what it sounds like. It is an additional impact after the first collision. Generally, what that means is your car is hit and then it's knocked into something else that is solid and not movable. There's various common scenarios we see all the time in the office where this kind of thing happens. And think about it in terms of somebody slows down on the expressway, one person stops because of traffic, and then right behind it, you have a chain of collisions. That is a very common example of secondary collisions, and sometimes third collisions and fourth collisions and things like that. We see that quite frequently, particularly during rush hour accidents and things like that. Another common thing is where somebody might get hit. Again, let's use the expressway for an example, where they're hit and then pushed into a guardrail, and that guardrail collision becomes the secondary collision. These are very, very common types of what we mean by secondary collisions. Many times these secondary collisions cause what we like to call compounding injuries. That means you were already injured in the first instance, in the first collision by that first impact, and then before your body has a chance to stabilize itself from the first impact, you suffer a second injury and the body reacts to that as well. Let's use ligament laxity, what adjusters love to call whiplash, as a good example here. So the first collision would cause, let's say it's a rear end collision, the first collision is going to cause you to have a snapping forward like this and then back again. If you are then run into a car in front of you as a result of that, then that impact is going to cause you to go back again and then front again. So you're compounding the injury that happened the first time. Another good example of this is if you are hit from the side, your head can move over like from this way, can move over like this. It causes a collision with either the B-pillar or the window glass, and then move forward like that. Again, this is a tearing and stretching of all of your ligaments. That's going to be a lifetime injury. And then if you were shoved into another car, perhaps a wall or even a guardrail, then that is going to cause you to come forward again with violent force and snap back again striking your head on the pillar or the window glass. And this is what we call by compounding the injuries from the first impact. Here's why gathering all of the property damage evidence and preserving that evidence means so much. Your vehicle alignment and your physical damage to your car can show proof of impact. Every adjuster in the world is going to say that your injuries could not have been caused by the impact of that collision. They are liars. They do it all the time. But the only way to fight back is with good evidence. And that is why obtaining and preserving all of the property damage evidence is so critical and vital. This leads me into why getting legal help early is so critical. You have got to preserve the damages and you've got to preserve the evidence of it. What am I talking about? Well, you might think it's only a dented fender, but it goes much deeper than that. There's damages to the internal processes of your car. If you've been hit from the rear, chances are you're going to have drivetrain issues. That means the axle, if it's a rear wheel car, drivetrain, the drive shaft, your transmission might be leaking. All of those are signs that extreme force has been impacted into your car, and that extreme force has to go somewhere, and it goes into you. For instance, if you've been hit hard enough and you've got a unibody car, your car's not going to be straight again. Your frame is going to be warped. If you don't preserve that evidence by getting it on the proper machine to figure out what the exact number is that you're off, then you will never be compensated for it. And the insurance company will cheat you out of that money and smile at you while they're doing it. Let us document the evidence of every impact so that we can fight for every dollar that you deserve. 888, we fight.